All right, so today we are injecting the spruce for IPS beetle. We're going to inject insecticide the tree to protect it from this beetle. So the first step is gathering the diameter breast height of the spruce. So you're measuring the tree at about diameter breast height. And we got 24 inches in diameter breast height. So that means we will be doing 12 injection sites. All right, so we're going to set 12 arbor plugs around the tree, and we are trying to get the root flare injection zones as the root flare, which is this, where basically the tree starts to flare out. That is better zone for compartmentalization of the tree, which means the tree is going to heal better right there, and there's going to be better uptake at the root flare. So the insecticide will travel farther up in the tree and quicker, so it's immune to the IPS beetle. All right, so now we're going to drill into the tree and set the plugs. This is a very crucial part. This is where you can do harm to the tree. So you want to drill between 5/8 to 2 inches into the xylem tissue. We are aiming for the sapwood, and you keep in your hammer until you get that white circle. That white circle of tissue we see in the injection hole is the sapwood. And the sapwood, when we inject the tree with insecticide, is what's going to carry the sapwood into the tree as it's taking up water into the tree. If these plugs are not set at the correct depth, you can do a lot of harm to the tree by what's called cambial separation. So basically, most of the time it's when the plug is not set deep enough, and there's so much pressure of the injection system putting pressure in the tree that the tissue separates. Basically, the cambium separates from the xylem, and you can hear it when that happens. You can hear a chemical filling up the tree and making that separation bigger. So this is kind of what's going to happen if you have a regular tech or a non-licensed technician injecting your trees. It will be hard to spot at first, but in a few years that spot will decay, and you will see basically I'm going to say a 2 by 2 inch hole in your tree where they injected, where they just separated the tissue. The tissue there slowly died over time, and the bark fell away, and you just have these kind of gaps at the bottom of your tree, kind of holes, 2 by 2 inches and maybe like an inch deep. You can also get vertical splitting, bark split, where instead of it being a 2 by 2, it's more like a straight line up and down right along the bark. I am a qualified supervisor, and if you go with a big company, you will likely not have a qualified supervisor injecting your tree. They'll be the ones owning the company, having non-licensed technicians injecting your tree. Alright, so this is the part where it's dangerous to me as an applicator. This is the part where we're injecting the chemical. Most of the time, you will get someone injecting your tree that will be using 4% of active ingredient. Since I'm a qualified supervisor, I am able to use 10%, which is a restricted use pesticide, and I am able to just where this other plug go? I am able to use 10% which means I only need 1 4 milliliter push of insecticide. It's going to be more dangerous to me because it's a more potent chemical. But sometimes when you're doing a full 10 milliliters, that last maybe 3 to 4 milliliters of chemical you're pushing can take a long time for the tree to uptake. And so it just takes longer, and that means the costs are going to go up. Sometimes you can sit here for 5 to 10 minutes waiting for the tree to push that chemical in. It's going to be more potent chemical, but I have less risk of the chemical shooting back at me. That happens just a tiny bit when you have a full 10 milliliter push into the tree. And so this insecticide is rated for 2 years of protection against certain insects, against certain borers. They're finding the chemical is protecting the tree up to 3 years. So it's kind of up to the client's preference. For my tree, I'd just be injecting it every 3 years. All right, so now this tree is protected from IPS beetle for the next 3 years.